If you're a naturopath and you're looking to go virtual, you need to pay very, very close attention to this video. Hey, what's going on? Yuri Elkaim here, founder and CEO of Healthpreneur. We help health practitioners build 6, 7, and 8-figure virtual practices without the grind. Now, if you're watching this, you're most likely a naturopathic doctor, and you may be in Canada, in the US, or somewhere else, and you're looking or interested in online practice, right? Helping patients or clients virtually, which I applaud you for because that's amazing. That's where the future is. And I think if 2020 has taught us anything, it's basically if you're not online in some way, shape, or form, your future is at very, very serious risk. So, what does it mean? And what are some things you need to think about when it comes to building a virtual practice as a naturopath? First and foremost, here's the good news, is that you do not need to be in the presence physically of your patients. For the most part. I mean, if you're dripping IVs and stuff like that, sure. And I'm not saying there's never a benefit to being in person, but listen, for the most part, you're a knowledge-based practitioner. And that means you can provide as much value as you do in person virtually to someone over Zoom. And that affords you a massive opportunity. If you feel burnt out, if you're tired of the one-on-one, if you're tired of paying $10,000, $15,000 a month at least, or somewhere, whatever it is, if you're sick and tired of driving to the clinic and back and being away from your family or whatever, if you want to work from while you're on vacation, the opportunities that being virtual provides for you is absolutely immense. But that's not all. It's also for your clients and patients, because speed and convenience are very important motivators for humans. Amazon Prime is a great example of that. So the ability for someone to not have to get in their car and sit in traffic and sit in your waiting room and spend 30, 60, 90, 120 minutes out of their day to and back, it's a big, big bonus. So they can jump on the phone with you or jump on Zoom and you can help them in that setting from their home. That's a huge value add in today's marketplace. 2020 was a big eye-opener for many, many people. And listen, if my dad, who's in his 70s, is now starting to get virtual care, just imagine the millions of others who are looking for this, or at least see the value in this. So one thing I do want to mention is, again, I'm not here to give legal advice because that's not what I am. I'm not a lawyer. But I do want to let you know that we have worked with hundreds of naturopathic doctors in some of the worst jurisdictions. I live in Toronto, Ontario, which is by far the worst on the planet, I believe, in terms of jurisdictional nonsense. And we have helped many naturopaths in the province work virtually in spite of all the regulations and the red tape and all that kind of stuff, but doing so in a way that is ethical, legal, and moral. I'm not talking about doing shady stuff under the table in a backdoor garage. None of that. So please do not let the designation that you have get in the way of your dreams. Because if you're not willing to think outside the box, to figure out a way to create the future that you want, you will always be at risk for what just happened in 2020. You see, tough times don't create problems, they reveal problems. And many people came to us, many practitioners and naturopaths came to us because their business may have been doing 20, 40, 50K a month. And then when COVID hit, it was almost almost to nothing. And if you have a business model where that happens, that should be a major wake-up call to fix it. Because a lot of people went out of business, sadly, in 2020 because they thought this was just going to fly away, like a hurricane just passing over after a couple days. Listen, as of this video, as of this shooting, it's still here. We're in our 3rd or 4th lockdown. I mean, this is ridiculous. However, us as a company and the hundreds of clients that we worked with in 2020 have had their best years in business ever. Why? Because they took control of their destiny. They said, you know what? I see the writing on the wall. And even before that, I was kind of sick and tired of being in the clinic. It was too draining. It was too much. I couldn't handle it. And listen, we're all here because we want to help people. But statistically, 54% of all practitioners, the number one complaint that they have is burnout. That's 1.1 out of 2 practitioners who are dealing with burnout. Why is that? It's because of the business model, the paradigm we've all been taught into, which is trading time for money. Trading time for money. You get paid when a person sees you. They get better when they see you. But guess what happens when they don't see you? Guess what happens when you take a week off? Nothing. Exactly. That's a fundamental problem in the business model that all health practitioners are living. But the beautiful thing is that when you build a virtual practice and you build it in such a way where it can be more leveraged, where it's no longer dependent upon your time, now you can create more impact. You can help people in a more meaningful way beyond you just seeing them for an hour, and they take more ownership of their own healing journey. One of the biggest tenets that we have as a company is that we help our clients empower their clients. The problem with the current model, I call it the medical matrix, is that it's very doctor dependent. I get better when I see doctor. When I don't see doctor, I'm not better. That's a fundamental problem with this model, which means your clients can't get better without you and you can't get paid without them in physical presence, right? What we want to move towards is a transformational model, which essentially means that you can certainly coach and guide your clients and patients through a journey, but you're getting paid not for your time, you're getting paid for what you know, and you're getting paid for an outcome. And what that means is you have to think about, okay, if I'm working with a single group of people, a single target market, not everyone, which is going to be the fundamental biggest problem in your business. If you try to help everyone virtually, you're going to run into the same problems you have in your brick and mortar, okay? You have to choose a single target market. You have to become the hero to that group of people, and that's it. Down the road, you can always add on another single target market if you want, but if you want to simplify your life instead of complicate it, you have to narrow down, because if everyone's on the same train, on the same track to the same destination, it becomes a lot easier to build a train, right? You have everyone who has IBS. That's your client, right? Boom. Same protocol with some customization if needed. They get the same type of training, same support, etc. But if you have IBS, weight loss, skin issues, autoimmunity, and yes, there's crossover for sure. But as soon as you get into multiple types of clients, then you now once again have a one-on-one business with no systemized leverage. So when you create a transformational program, it's about identifying a single target market. You figure out what do these individuals, what would the recipe be, or we call it a proprietary process. Like how does someone go from where they are to where they want to be? How do you walk that person through that process? That's what you have to map out. That's what we can help you line up. So when people come in to work with you, they might have a conversation with you. Then they go through the portal, right? An online portal where you have recorded trainings, step by step by step. And if you think of creating something where the question is, how do I create a step-by-step system where my clients could go through it and succeed even if they never spoke with me? What would that look like? That's a really good question to ask yourself, with the understanding that on top of that foundation, you will then provide the coaching, the accountability, and support that they need to stay on track and actually achieve their goals. And so what we move away from is we move away from doctoring and we move to coaching. And if you want to transform people's lives, it doesn't come from prescribing, it comes from guiding. And that's the power of coaching. So even if you're a naturopath, right, that's great. But do not allow the letters behind your name to limit how you see yourself in the world. Because what all of us need as humans is a coach. And if it just so happens you're a naturopath as well, that's amazing. Now, do you need to get certified as a coach? Never in your life. Don't waste time doing that, okay? If you know how to move people from where they are to where they want to be, you are good enough. I have no coaching certifications, but I have a very extensive background in health sciences and nutrition. And most importantly, I have 20 years experience in business, having built multiple seven-figure companies and having helped thousands of practitioners generate more than $100 million in revenue in their businesses. Do I need to go get a certification? No, I don't. I'm very good at what I do. You're very good at what you do. Now we just have to change the way we see how we help our clients. Is this making sense? Anyways, I hope it does. Because if you're a naturopath, listen, like I lost my hair when I was 17 to an autoimmune condition. And I remember seeing so many incredible naturopaths on that journey. And it was always amazing how like just incredible they were, yet their businesses sucked, right? They were just burnt out doing everything in their business. And I was like, you know what? That planted a seed somewhere in my body, in my mind, where someday I wanted to help them. I wanted to help other practitioners. And you have a gift, and I want to be able to help you express that to more people in such a way that works for you and your lifestyle, right? You should not be a martyr in the service of others. What's the point of that? So anyways, I hope this video finds you well. The opportunity online is just incredible. And please do not let red tape jurisdictions, what people say, whatever, blah, 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 hold you back, because you can help 10 times more people make 10 times more money, have 10 times more freedom than you currently do in your brick and mortar practice. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a brick and mortar, but it is always going to have a ceiling. When you go virtual, there is no ceiling. So anyways, I hope this finds you well. If you've enjoyed this, remember to hit subscribe. I've got tons of other videos to help you build a thriving virtual practice. Once again, I'm Yuri Elkaim. I'll see you soon. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. And listen, if you're here for a reason. You're a health expert. You know you've got a bigger vision. You've got a bigger role to play in this world. And right now, things are maybe not where you want them to be. If you want more clients, if you want to make more impacts, that's amazing. And I'd love to help you. So I think the next step for you to take is to watch our Perfect Client Pipeline training. It's going to show you exactly how to get clients coming into your virtual practice, your coaching business online in a consistent and predictable fashion without having to spend all day on social media, without being glued to your phone, without all the grind. You see, if you can't step away from your business and still have it move forward in your absence, then you don't have a business. And I don't want that to be your case, because burnout is a very real problem for health professionals. So I want to help you. So the next step is click the link in the description below. Watch the Perfect Client Pipeline training today. I promise you it'll be a very good use of your time. If you've enjoyed the previous video that you just watched, you will love this masterclass. Again, it's totally free to attend. Watch it now. And at the end, if you'd like our help to take the next step, then by all means, we can show you what that might look like if that makes sense for you. So once again, click the link in the description below. I look forward to seeing you in the masterclass, and I'll see you there.